Afro-Scientific Spirituality. My name is Ubiudu West, and I'm very pleased to announce to you that the book that we all have been waiting for is finally out. As you can see here, if you're watching me from any part of the world, this is the book on Urhobo Spirituality, Ancient Urhobo Spirituality, which some people will like to classify as another aspect of Obeah, like the way my people in America would like to talk about it. This is a book. It's supposed to come out last year, December, actually before the Christmas celebrations, but there was some issues along the way. Apparently, the enemies of African spirituality do not want this book to come outside. They have been doing some kind of funny things to try to hold back the release of the book, but then we have been able to overcome that after much rigorous effort and with the powers of the ancestors. It's finally out, so you can see they are all here. I have about 200 copies now, so you can start to place your order. For people that already placed their order, you are going to be getting everything today. You get all your deliveries today. Every copy is accounted for. So this is the book. This is the first book written about the deity Ogun, the god of iron, or I will say the god of iron, blood, and war. Ogun is a very, very active spirit in this day and age. And we need to know about him. We need this knowledge. This knowledge needs to come out. And it's a very powerful deity, very, very instrumental, and very, very active. This is why some people don't want this knowledge to come out in book form. And but unfortunately, they have failed. In this present dispensation, I would say this is the first book written on Urhobo spirituality, of which I am from that extraction in the Niger Delta. This is the first written book in history on authentic organic Urhobo spirituality. So I titled the book Ancient Sacred Urhobo Spirituality. The native name or the traditional name is Ubiudu Vewe Ologbo Obeahbi. What is Ubiudu Vewe means strong hearts. It means Ubiudu means hearts. Vewe, very strong hearts. Then Ologbo is a cat, the black cat. Ologbo Obeahbi. Obeahbi means black. The color black in Urhobo language is Obeahbi, Obeah. So it's what it translates to is the very strong hearts of the black cats. Okay, so essentially this book is designed to give you the powers of the black cats, which we translate to the powers of the black panther. In our African history, we have in the Urhobo people cosmology, spirituality, and history, there is a title called Ologbo Shere. It's an ancient Benin title. In this book, I talked about the origin of the Urhobo people, their connection with the ancient Benin Empire of southern Nigeria. We are of the same people. We are part of the Benin Empire. I gave the historical analogy in this book. So this title, Ologbo Shere, is called the Black Cats. Okay, in African spirituality, precisely Northern and West African spirituality, in fact, all over Africa, there is a special place for the black cats, which we call the Black Panther. Okay, what this animal represents is the deepest, darkest recess of the melanated consciousness of the African people. It represents the powers of the nature, the organic or primordial essence of the African people. that force that has been animating, protecting, preserving, giving life to the spirits and the consciousness of the African people is represented and symbolized and deified in the animal of the black panther, of the black cat. So this is an animal that is very, very sacred in Africa. We can trace the origin of the veneration of this animal from West Africa to ancient Kemet, which is the deity called Basset or Bas, the cat deity. Okay, so this is a animal that is regarded as a spiritual, sacred animal all over Africa. So there's a title that is given to this animal, which is found as one of the highest titles in our African kingdoms and spirituality. So for you to be able to attain this title, you have to be well vested and deep in the knowledge of the secrets or principles of African spirituality. In other words, you need to know about the hidden workings, formulas, spiritual applications of our divinity. So this title is not given to just anybody. In our communities, in our kingdoms up to this day, the title of the Ologbo, the keeper of the secrets of the king, or the black arts of the king, is given to the army general of the king's army. This is a person that is in charge of protection of the king and the kingdom. Just like you say, the minister of defense or a very powerful military general. We see this in our kingship system in our Benin Empire. The Ologbo protects the king. We see this in a Kemet. We see the title of the Black Panther. This Ologbo, this Black Panther story is originated from the Ologbo title that is being held in Africa. So this book talks about giving you the secrets or the knowledge of this Ologbo or of this black cat, this Black Panther, this thing that is animating the abyss of the African consciousness. So this book was written to put that in mind. So it's what people will term in America or North America as Obeah. Obeah means dark, or it means black in our language, in the Urhobo language. So this book is designed to give you the power or the knowledge of the title of the black cat or the Black Panther from the perspective of Ogun, the god of war, iron, and blood. So this is a book. This book is it has the history. I start with the history of the Urhobo people and the cosmology, the metaphysics of these people, which are my own people, by the way, my tribe people, which I'm very proud to say I am part of. And I put in 210 spells inside this book. So this book have the knowledge of 210 spells, powerful spells that you can use to animate matter or to change or to manifest certain situations that you desire in the physical world. So in the book, I talked about so many things that are very, very important, very, very fundamental in African spirituality. There's a reason I wrote this book. I wrote this book, first of all, to intimate people with the knowledge of this deity called Ogun and Olokun, which are two principal deities in African spiritual system, primarily West African spiritual system. Very, very powerful deities that we cannot ignore in this day and age. We need to know about them. I wrote this book to bring this knowledge to the forefront of academic discourse, for research purposes, for understanding, understanding, overstanding of the subject, for greater connection of the African people to their spiritual essence. I also wrote this book to simplify the practice of African spirituality, as we know that it is filled with a lot of superstitious beliefs, a lot of contradictions, a lot of hearsay, this and that. So many stories I had there. I want to be able to put pen to paper, to clear many doubts, and to bring this knowledge to people, to break that artificial gatekeeping, that's barriers that we have in the practice of African spirituality. So with this book, you can be able to know about this deity. Not only that, it will give you capacity to be able to solve many problems using the methods of African spirituality by yourself. I also wrote this book to document our spiritual practice on paper, because people don't write on these things. Many people, with one of the problems we have in Africa, we don't write about our spiritual things. We only transfer this knowledge or transmit it from word of mouth, which is not good. When people transfer knowledge from word of mouth, there's a lot of changes going in, a lot of additions and subtractions. I want to stop that problem, so I have to write this book. It took me many years to write this. I've been researching this for a long time, and I wanted to write this down so that people can get this knowledge once and for all. I also encourage other people to also write their own books concerning this deity, because you can't know everything about a single deity by yourself. It's impossible. There are many practitioners of African spirituality, and many people that also venerate Ogun, they venerate Olokun. Millions of them all over the world, from the shores of Africa to Brazil, to Cuba, to Suriname, to Venezuela, to all those Latin American, anywhere you see black tone, Haiti, Dominican Republic, especially Haiti, a lot of people venerate these deities. So, but there's limited materials on them. This is the problem. So I want to document this, and I want this knowledge to spread, to go all over the world, so that people can use it to tap into that deep recess of their African spiritual consciousness. People need to tap into their soul to rediscover themselves. You need this book to solve that problem for you. With this book, I have been able to cut out the assistance of needing a middleman to do this. Once again, I have solved that problem. Having this book, you will have knowledge and wisdom that are thousands of years old. I have been able to codify them and bring them to this modern day reality. Not only that, I have been able to stitch the formulas together, and I was able to make it very easy for people to understand and practice. This is what I have achieved with this book. In my last book, I wrote on spells, walking in the shadow of the gods. This one, some people complained that many of the items were difficult to find, especially people living in the American continent. They could not get many of the items to use to do the spell. That was their major challenge with this book. So I was able to solve that problem with this one by focusing on spells that you can easily get their materials in America. You can easily source their materials locally. If you're living in Canada, you're living in America, Latin America, North America, any of those countries that is not in Africa, you can easily practice from this book. I make sure I focus on those spells that you can use with materials in your locality there. Okay, so this book is not supposed to stress you. You will not find it stressful sourcing materials to practice. You can use them materials around you. Herbs, simple herbs. You can use simple stuff, household items, kitchen items, herbs and stuff. You can use them to do powerful transformational spells inside this book. So this book is a very powerful book. It took a long time coming, but now it is finally here. So we need to celebrate. I need to dress up for the book because it's not easy. So I will read the table of contents for you so that you will know what is inside. So people will ask, what is table of contents? What are they getting? So I will just tell you what the topics that you need. The first chapter, I did the introduction. I introduced African spirituality, explained it for you in simple terms. Then I also did a brief history of the Urhobo migration from Benin, our connection with the ancient Benin Empire, who are the Urhobo people, and why did they migrate from Benin, and how the Urhobo people were living their life before the inception of Christianity. I also talked about the metaphysics of Urhobo spell casting, how we cast our spells. I focused on the core metaphysical principles, the belief system, what the Urhobo people believed in before the proliferation of foreign religions. I talked about the origin of Urhobo religion. If you are familiar with Urhobo people, you know that, well, we invented the Igbe religion. The word Igbe means dance by Obeah. I talked about Obeah, the father of Igbe religion, which is an Urhobo man. His history is also here. You find all this in chapter 1. Chapter 2, I talked about the Ologbo of Benin, the ancient Ologbo title, and the most prominent one of the Ologbo commanders that really fought the British. I talked about his history. I related it to the Ologbo in Kemet, the title of the Ologbo stool. I talked about it. I talked about the legacy and the origin of this title. I also talked about the Benin oracle system, the Omini bomb, Benin oracle divination, how it is done, the importance of this Omini bomb oracle divination. You will find it here in chapter 2. In chapter 3, I talked about Prince Igboze, the father of the Urhobo nation. This is the Benin prince that came from Benin to the Niger Delta area of Nigeria to create the Urhobo Empire. They call him Prince Igboze. He came around the 16th century. I talk about his history so that you can understand the connection between Urhobo people and the Benin people. I talk about clanship and the Urhobo social organization, how the Urhobo people spread all over the Niger Delta area, our own philosophy and their own thinking, their ideology at that time and present. Why Urhobo have so many clans and so many kings. I explained it here. So this book will help you know about the Urhobo people, which is my people of the Niger Delta. We are a tribe of over 10 million people, and this is our organic spirituality we used to practice because many of them have gone astray. So if you want to know about Urhobo people history, this is the book, the best book you must read. We focus on our spirituality with the historical connection. They say that if you want to find out where a people came from, don't trace their pathways, find out what they worship. This is one secret I've been using over the years to trace migration of people. Most times, some people lie about where they come from. They will lie, oh, we are from so-so place, we are from so-so place, and they are not originally from that place. People can tell you anything, but most times when they lie, they forget to lie about their gods that they venerate. So you can trace where they really come from by asking about their deities, the spirit that they worship, the gods that they worship. You can trace the origin of those gods. You can find out their spiritual connection, and they can easily trace their migration of where they actually came from. So I focus on the spiritual deities of the Urhobo people. That was how I was able to trace their migration from the Benin Empire. So I talked about this Prince Igboze in chapter 3. I talked about clanship and Urhobo social organization, major deities of Urhobo land, and I talked about how to create an ancestral tree shrine. This ancestral tree is the first kind of shrine that our people have. Before we start having altars like this, like you see behind me, we used to have our shrine in the tree called ancestral tree. I talked about the benefits of this, how to also create an ancestral tree. If you want to create one for yourself, the formula is inside this book. Okay. Then chapter 4, I talked about Olokun, the divine mother of the Urhobo people. Olokun is the water deity, the primordial essence, that spirit that gives life to the ocean. This is our divine mother in Urhobo spirituality. We also call her Olokun, meaning mother of the sea. Olokun or Olokun, mother of the sea. It's an Urhobo word, also a Benin word as well. I talk about she, her history and origin. I have to put her in this book because I cannot write this book without acknowledging our divine mother. It's impossible. So it's the principal deity of all the Urhobo people. It's a feminine deity. Is the mother of the ocean. She's the mother of the ocean. She's androgynous, can be he or she. Okay, depending on how you position how your perspective. You will know about Olokun in this book, how to venerate Olokun properly. I talked about the history and the origin of Olokun, where Olokun origin started from in the Niger Delta area. I gave a lot of references in this book, by the way. Real historical, well-documented references that you can go and verify. I talked about Olokun followers. I talked about Olokun Urhobo connection, Olokun Benin connection, and Olokun Yoruba connection. All of us venerate the same Olokun. Also, the Ijaw connection is the same Olokun we are all venerating. He's a universal deity in Africa. Okay. I also talk about how to perform water offerings to Olokun. So you will have the instructions there. In case you want to do it by yourself, you don't need to go and bring a priest. You can venerate the deities by yourself. The deities are our divine mother. Nobody needs a priest to venerate Olokun. Everybody is a children or a child of Olokun, so you can do the veneration by yourself. So the instructions are here in this book. Then chapter 5, which is the fire chapter, is a chapter dedicated to Ogun, god of iron. I talked about the story of Ogun, the history of Ogun, the personification of Ogun. I talked about Ogun from the Urhobo perspective, from the Benin origin, and also the Yoruba origin, because Ogun is a very popular deity in Nigeria. We venerate this deity. It's a very active principle, and we need to know about this deity. Even when we have a whole state dedicated to this deity in Nigeria, which is Ogun State, to tell you how important this deity is in our life. Ogun has its own state in Nigeria. Ogun State is dedicated to the deity Ogun, so you know the importance of this spirit. So I talked about this deity. I talked about how to do offerings to the deity, prayers to Ogun. I talked about how to summon or invoke, how to do your offerings, how to do so many things, to do so many spells with Ogun, curses, prosperity spell, so many things. Interesting. You need to know about it. Okay, this is the definitive book on Ogun. So people have been writing book before, but nobody have really gone deep into this deity like the way I did in this book. Then the chapter 6 is where I place all the spells. Exactly 210 spells is inside this book. 210 active formulas is inside here. So this is a book that, once again, it's a heavy book. You cannot go wrong with it. I was able to open many spiritual doors in this book, so many gates in this book. This is a book that is alive on its own. A book that will stand forever, that will last for all eternity. A book that is dedicated to this deity, Ogun. So you will have this knowledge when you buy this book. It will give you the capacity to understand African spirituality. It will open your heart and your mind and your consciousness to the deities. It will connect you deeper to Africa, to your African consciousness. This is what it will do for you. It is designed to solve many problems, to transform your reality, to intimate you with many secrets of African spirituality. Only serious practitioners may, I repeat, only serious and dedicated practitioners may buy this book. Ogun, you play with fire, because Ogun is a fire elemental. Ogun is a god of iron, a god of war, a god of blood. Is venerated mostly with blood. Ogun the key. Okay, Ogun is a killer. So this not be play deity. I need to warn you, this is not a. So we're dealing with a very very. So we're dealing with a very active principle here. That very active principle here. That people have been able to testify about. To the deity that works very fast, that responds very fast to your request. Ogun is a jinn. Jinn spirits are fire elemental. Fire elemental, they have their own characteristic there. Why people like them? They are very fast to do their work. And like fire, they may be uncontrollable. They might overdo things in a certain way. When you set little fire, before you know, you can turn it into a big thing if you don't take care, that kind of thing. So fire elementals are that kind of spirits when you call Ogun to do a particular job or things for you, to help you. They might go beyond what you are anticipating. They might overdo the thing, or they might just hijack the whole operation and take control of everything and do it the way they want to do it. This is the way fire operates. So this is a fire elemental. It's a very hot spirit. I need to tell you the characteristics. This book explains everything that you need to know in clear written English, simple English terms. So if you want to know about Ogun, this is the book you need to read. If you want to know about Obeah, the Obeah spirituality, most people don't talk about it much in African spirituality. Many people are scared of it. So this is the diminutive book on Obeah from the Urhobo perspective. Okay, so right now the book is out. You can order your copy, place your order now. There's a lot of them for everybody. You can see the book is all over here. I need to show you. It's out. So do not hesitate. Get your copy, read the book, and start practicing. It is designed for you to read. It's a workbook. You will see one or two things. No matter what you're looking for, you must see solutions to your situations here. So you need to practice. It's the only way we can actually learn this subject. That's why we call ourselves practitioners of African spirituality. You need to practice. Practice makes perfect. If you don't practice it, you will not understand it. You will not get experience. Okay? So once again, a practical book on African spirituality have been written to give you the knowledge, to give you access to this knowledge. Most people have been asking for this knowledge for a long time. Nobody is teaching them. Nobody is telling them anything. Now you have it in front of you. So what are you going to do with it? This is my question for you. Are you going to keep procrastinating or thinking about it, looking, or you're going to take the initiative and do the needful? Okay. So please place your order for the book. It's here. Very powerful book. So I sell internationally. I sell it in Nigeria. You can order your copy from my website, River of Knowledge. You can also order your copy from my YouTube channel. On this channel, just write me, say you want the copy. I will get it for you. I've also been doing I've done the introduction on various websites. If you type the name of the book on the internet, it will come out. It's on my Instagram page. It's also on the newspaper, the Daily Report newspaper. They have done the review on the book. It's on 2 other blogs. So you will find information on the book on the internet just by typing the name Ancient Sacred Urhobo Spirituality. You can read about the book, know more about it if you're interested, or you can just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am always here. So I want you to get this book. I want you to read it. I also want you to practice from it. Okay? So I have solved that problem once again with the help and the power of the ancestors. Ancient sacred Urhobo spirituality is alive, it has come into this physical world, and it's waiting for you to read it and start practicing once again. The power that we have been praying for is now here. The knowledge we have been waiting for is now here. The connection, the understanding to the dark abyss of the African consciousness is also here too. So please do not waste time anymore. Take the initiative and start doing the needful. Make your year the way you want it to be. Trying to activate your spiritual consciousness, to upgrade your spiritual knowledge. This book is a very good upgrade for people that are interested, people that want to know more, people that want to take the initiative, people that are not afraid to do the needful. This is the book that will help you, give you that knowledge, that power, that edge that you need. So once again, thanks to African spirituality, we thank the ancestors, we thank Olokun, we thank Ogun, we thank all the various principles, our forefathers, elements of eternity above and beyond, spirits of unified consciousness, spirits of freedom and liberation, those have died fighting for the struggle of emancipation of African people. We thank them all those things, all those our leaders, our freedom fighters, they have come cumulated to this point. And people that have gone before me in bringing this knowledge, I have to thank them. All the people that helped me to source materials for this book, people that helped me directly, indirectly, I thank all of them. People that are my close friends that also venerate Ogun, I thank them also. All the people, all the times Ogun has stepped up for protection, for helping me, I also thank him. All this have accumulated to the evolution or the bringing out of this book to have it in physical form. So we have this knowledge now in our fingertips. And I believe this book will bring a lot of balance to this world. It will bring a lot of justice. It will bring a lot of understanding. It will level the playing field for us, for people that are genuinely interested in making this world a better place. This book will give them that knowledge. It will give them that power to do it. People that want to change their life, want to change their situation, people that want to make a difference, people that want to transform their reality. This book will help them do all these things. With the knowledge and power in this book, I am sure that the sky will be your stepping stone. I am very, very confident in that with what is here presented to you today. So I thank you all for being with me throughout this time. I thank you all. I'm very, very happy and delighted. It's finally happened in the physical world. Despite all the evil people, all their evil plan, all the witches and wizards, the book don't come out to. All of them always say the book now will come out. With the hold down the book, it's in my hand, it don't come out now. It's going everywhere. This book will go all over the world. It's how they can't stop us. Delay is not denial. They can only delay. They cannot stop us from being who we want to be. They cannot stop us from doing the things we want to do. They cannot stop. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. So I need to dress up today. This is my fifth book. My fifth book officially on African spirituality, number 5. Might be this. So, and my books, they are usually heavy. This is also heavy too to read. Before the end of the year, I'll be bringing out another one. That one will be a very powerful book. That will be talking about the origin of chaos, the mythologies of pre-creation. I'll be writing about the things that happened before humans were created, pre-creation, origin of chaos. That is the next book I'll be writing. That book will come out before the end of 2026. That book has never been written before from an Afrocentric perspective. I will write that book, so you should watch out for that one. So, but meanwhile, this one will help us overcome every obstacles that any enemy have put in our way. So please get your copy now. Thank you very much. If you also want to buy your other spiritual items, your cowries, precious stones, or meditation beads, or miracle stone, black stone, candles, herbs, I sell all those things. You can go to the website River of Knowledge. It is here. If you want to buy my other books, for people that have not getting access to my other books before, quantum physics book is here waiting for you. Plasma physics book is still here waiting for you too if you are not getting any book before. Whispers of our mente, it is still here waiting for you. Plus walking in the shadow of the gods of course. So the five of them now gives you a lot of punch, a lot of power. When you have this five book, you've read this five book. I don't think anybody can be able to tell you anything again. You will become very knowledgeable in this subject, very powerful in this subject. So if you want any of them or the five of them, you can also contact me. But meanwhile, Ogun is at your doorstep now. He wants to come in. Get this one first. So I thank you very much for today. I'm very delighted, very grateful. And if you want to learn African spirituality, I have a 6 months program that I do where I teach African spirituality from the history to the metaphysics to the hardcore spirituality. You can register for that group. I do it on WhatsApp. I have all the materials. I will give you all the materials, all the support and assistance that you will need to know these subjects. By the time you finish in 6 months, you will have so much knowledge, you will become a master of the subject. The essence of me teaching this is for people to know it. A lot of Africans don't know anything about their history. They don't know anything about African spirituality. They need to know this knowledge so that they can start living their life to the fullest of their capacity, so that they can also teach their children. You can teach other people. So you can register for that program, or you can simply buy any of my books or buy all of them, and you read them. You have this knowledge. Once it's inside you, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can unread it from you. So please, the knowledge is here. Get your copy. And of course, I'll be seeing you all in the subsequent videos as usual. So take care and bye. Peace. One love. It's good like this now, right?